Yo, 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 what up? Grateful for another maggot-free day above the dirt. Today's Buddhist quick tip is entitled First Thought, Worst Thought. Now, there was a Buddhist teacher in the late 60s and 70s that his saying was first thought, best thought. And his point was that the first thought was spontaneous authenticity, that we didn't have time to stop that first thought, which is coming out of our most natural state. And to a degree, I agree with this if we're in a good, healthy, wholesome, ethical, moral place with an understanding of the Dharma and our intention. But most of the time, we're not. Most of the time, first thought is worst thought because it's not authentic, it's not from a natural state, it's from a conditioned state. It's springing up from being rooted in our unhealthy, unwholesome, harmful, sometimes trauma-based, conditioned thinking. And not only is it not authentic, it's spontaneous because we are so trapped in it by and attached to our own conditioned thinking. So again, we want to be able to be spontaneous and authentic, but true spontaneity comes from long-term repetitious practice of engaging in healthy thinking, creating new healthy, wholesome conditioning, which then triggers healthy, wholesome, ethical, moral-based, skillful action. So yes, we want to be authentic, spontaneous, but we want to create a state of positive, healthy, wholesome conditioning where when we are spontaneous and organic, it's in a healthy, wholesome way. And that healthy, wholesome way, we've now cultivated into our natural state. So, first thought, best thought in that time frame with that teacher in that context of perspective ended up being something called crazy wisdom, where the spontaneity of this perceived naturalness was considered the wisest we can be, and it was okay to be crazy in the sense of this teacher, this teaching of his became a rationalization for drug addiction, alcoholism, womanizing, and this anything goes attitude in Buddhism. Now, I understand that was influenced by that time in history and that generational perspective. But what teachers or students quickly found out that later became teachers was that this was harmful and that practice was predicated on an ethical, moral compass of healthy, wholesome intention, and our actions needed to be helpful and serve, and that the slippery slope that was set up for them, they actually fell over. It caused them to crash, and in that crash, when they rose up, it was with a perspective that anything doesn't go. Our natural state, our spontaneous, authentic state is not found in an anything goes type attitude. Radical acceptance is not a justification to let harm proceed. So I hope this was helpful. Have a grateful, maggot-free day above the dirt. Peace out.